如果你是一位年薪1000万的富豪，你会邀请火箭花100万打一场表演赛吗？并且他还会送你一杆147。那我们今天来看一下，火箭如何兑现这100万的承诺。漂亮，长台直接上手，而且叫到了黑球。这个裁判大家看到了，火箭的御用裁判塔布，一般只要有表演赛，塔布都会在。
9。
火箭打表演赛其实也是非常认真。其实表演赛呢是和球迷接触最直接的这种比赛，因为球迷就在你的周围。一般在休赛期，火箭都会出去打几场表演赛，赚点外快。K 了一下球，效果还不错。这场表演赛的这个击球声音效果非常好，现场的收声设备应该不错。这场表演赛呢是2016年火箭在去丹麦的时候参加的，时间呢有2天，在最后一天的时候呢，火箭就打出了这杆147。现场好像是发出了类似剃须刀之类的这种杂音。现在的难点呢，可能就在于最左侧库边的一颗红球。中弹的红球，差点没打中。
赵老师加油！
我们火箭执行的非常轻松，没有太多的思考时间。漂亮，排名前16的左手果然名不虚传。这杆 K 的不太理想。现在打黑球的话，这个角度还是比较大。漂亮，火箭强行纠错。后面这几杆难度还是比较大的。强行来叫黑球，看来火箭非打147不可。现在基本上是调整回来了。其实从刚才的几杆就可以看出，火箭对于白球的控制非常的犀利，虽然失位了，但是仍然能调整回来。现场的球迷真的是对掌声一点都不吝啬，只要有好球就鼓励。现在到了147最关键的时候，现场的球迷发出了奇怪的笑声，这样呢还是比较影响火箭的发挥。 现在激动人心的时候到了。
122。
一般来说，这个清彩环节，球迷看着都是非常激动、非常兴奋。
125。129。
现在现场的球迷小心脏估计都有点非常激动了。球稍微角度有点大。不愧是中代老王子。霸气！恭喜火箭又是一杆表演赛147，现场的球迷真的是大饱眼福。今天的比赛就到这，谢谢大家，明天见。霸气又长态的火箭真的是无解。很多球迷都说，火箭遇到塞尔比就像打了鸡血一样，全程疯狂进攻，绝不防守。那我们今天来看一下火箭怎么招待塞尔比。
You cannot get any closer than that. It looked in all the way. I can't believe that hasn't dropped.
现在火箭上手了，而且已经拿到了赛点。我们看一下这一局火箭如何结束比赛。
Sullivan's in. I think it's going to be even more difficult for Selby today than it was that evening.
哇，不愧是中代老王子，中代的天花板简直是。
Needs another one though.
Yeah. Well, again, don't be surprised if this goes in.
看火箭的眼神就知道，这一局杀气十足。
Beautifully cued. I mean, that wasn't easy.
Slow down though. Slow down. Super fast tables.
想要进攻的话，现在还需要再拼一杆。
Couldn't have hit that much better.
开中度。哇，这长台逆天了。
Is it that sweet as a nut? He's so confident at the moment.
Knowing he'd leave this red for Selby if he missed. I don't think O'Sullivan's long game has ever been better than it is right now.
这杆效果还不错，还有红球可以连
40
接。
years of age, but the eyesight is still very reliable.
从这几杆来看，火箭的进攻欲望非常强，根本不想给塞尔比上手的机会。
O'Sullivan won their last meeting, of course, which was as recently as last month at the Masters semi-finals. In fact, that was a...
这两个人每次交手呢，都是针锋相对，剧情也是非
The
常
red
的
just
刺
this
激。
side of the pink. You could play a little cannon on a red here and stay on that one. He's chosen to play on it, and he's played it
火箭
beautifully.
呢属于典型的进攻型打法，而塞尔比呢是攻
Looking to
防兼备。
kill off the match here. He doesn't want Mark coming back at him. He knows what he's like when he starts.
又 K 了一下，局面现在变得
For
更加
Mark
开
Selby,
放
we've。got to say, probably all started from that final black in the third frame. It could have been all
火箭的
different,
打
couldn't
法
it?
就是
He
这
got on
样
the
大
pink
开大
wasn't
合，
quite at the right angle. He was definitely
一
playing
有
on the
机
double to the
会
middle.
就去
Came
贴
short
球
and。then played a poor safety. Well, he actually didn't. He went for the pot and missed it by a mile, to be honest. And then the black that Ronnie locked in was superb.
It was, and Joe Johnson made the point that Selby could, earlier in that break, when he was clearing up to try and steal, have taken a pink instead
这
of a
局从
blue,
火
which
箭
would
的
have
眼
meant
神
that
中可以
O'Sullivan could
看
only have
出打
tied
得格外认
with the
真。
black. And that was perhaps an error of judgment. Hindsight's a great thing, of course. But that does feel like the pivotal frame at the moment. Had Selby won it, he was guaranteed at least a share of the spoils at the interval.
And we know, don't
Serbia
we,
is
that
really
at this
human.
level, it doesn't take much.
But it's the pace at which O'Sullivan is punishing his
先打
opponent's errors this
掉
week.
这
It's
几颗散
frightening.
开的
It's
红球。
intimidating.
39.
This match is nearly done.
Well, I think
火
we can
箭
probably
简化
count
局面能力大家都知
on
道
one，hand the
绝对
unforced
的
errors that
天
he's
下第
made
一。
all of this tournament. In fact, I think he played the
简化
last
局
match.
面
There's
其
more
实主要
mistakes
看
in
思
one
路，
frame than he's made in the whole
The
tournament.
first frame that he
思
lost.
路
Yeah,
如果
but yeah,
清
we're
晰
right.，
那
No need to
么
lose.
上
Take that
手
one out of
解
the
决起来
equation.
问
But
题就
if
不
you take
大
that。out, that frame, he hasn't missed much once he's in.
And even you needed a fluked black to win it, even after all those mistakes. Well, it is sublime stuff from O'Sullivan, and he's closing in a hurry here on a place in the semi-finals.
双方呢此前交手过32次，火箭20胜11负1平，占据比较大的优势。
Of course,
塞尔比呢也是目前唯一一位在火箭手中拿到
the
过
first to
大
six, so
满
a
贯
little
的
bit
球
more
员。
wiggle room. Final over the best of 17. Into the pack he goes.
好球，
And that should be the killing thrust from O'Sullivan. Well, he missed what for him was an absolute sitter of the black when he was entertaining thoughts of a 147 in frame 3. That aside, he's done very, very little wrong, and an awful lot right.
费阿俊曾经说过，和塞尔比打比赛，如果单杆不能超过80分，那塞尔比可能会妥协。
He's just taken down the world #1 by some margin.
斯诺克中有3大假象，大家都知道吗？就是塞尔比要输球，丁俊晖要赢球，还有要出杆。
Well, we know Neil Robertson is playing fabulously well. We saw that earlier against Ding Junhui.
83.
And of course, they're on a collision course to meet in the final on
现
Sunday.
在这3颗红球打掉，火
if it
箭就
happens,
会
there
破
are
百。
plenty of other players who'll have other ideas. But it's going to take something special if O'Sullivan keeps this up to deny him a 4th Welsh Open title.
感觉超分以后，这个速度越来越快。
been waiting all week for him to play a sort of mediocre
裁判都
or
有
bad
些跟不
session,
上
but
节奏。
he hasn't. It's as simple as that. He's maintained that standard, or this standard, I should say, all the way through the week.
Fitting that he should finish with the 3-figure break.
99.
And listen for the roar.
其实作为普通观众，也是非常喜欢看火箭的比赛。
The crowd have been royally entertained so far today. There are still a couple of quarterfinals to come, but
现场响起了
a
破百
couple
的
of
掌声
matches。they've seen. The standard.
哇，火箭秀起来了！
107.
Selby started with a century, but that's the only frame he's won.
看这样的比赛，真的是花1000块钱也值。
114.
漂亮，火箭越打越秀了。再来一杆。
Round the angles for the black.
3库的走位漂亮。
125.
看火箭打球就是赏心悦目，霸气的青台，一场非常经典的比赛，谢谢大家。
Yeah, a ridiculous plant to keep this break going.
漂亮，这个组合球太帅了。今天给大家带来的这局青台，被很多球迷认为是丁俊晖面对火箭时打的最好的一局青台。那么我们来看一下到底有多精彩。一个完美的斯诺克，看一下火箭这杆怎么来接。
He's coming into the bunch instead now. He's going to need a little bit of good fortune. He could push a putt on.
虽然是碰到了红球，但是给了丁俊晖上手的机会。现在这个局面还是比较复杂，红球看着分布非常散，但是对走位的要求还是非常高。
9.
这场比赛呢，来自于2017年的世锦赛，也是双方职业生涯第2次在世锦赛的交手。
70.
双方到目前为止呢，总共交手过30次，火箭以21胜3平6负占据绝对性的优势。
He's in there, 72 points needed.
这2位的交手被很多球迷亲切地称之为“丁奥会”。只要2个人有比赛，那么收视率绝对是排名第1。这2位在中国的影响力绝对是超越其他球员 N 倍。
Very rarely when Ding Junhui's in the balls, you see him
49.
rolling balls in. Loves to play little stuns and screws.
40.
其实这2位在技术上的差距并不是太大，主要是在心态上。
When you're rolling balls, you're
丁俊晖
allowing
面对火箭时，总感觉打不出来。
10 kicks or bounces to come into the equation.
现在可以先处理掉散开的4颗红球，再去考虑扩边的3颗。
You just glance off the second red here just to hold for the pink. He was able to hold without it. So. Again, just lovely control.
丁俊晖对于白球的控制真的是炉火纯青，仅次于火箭，我个人认为。
I think it was so important for Ding Junhui to get off to a good start against. He's certainly doing that. It was a terrific match with his fellow countryman.
奥沙利文目前排名世界第一，
deciding frame. It
丁俊
really
晖
was
是排名第
fabulous
22
match
位。
that.
这杆叫的还是非常
Glanced the
细。
scoreboard on the way around. He knows these
61.
2 easy reds would be enough. He's already 49 ahead.
由于目前排名是第22位，所以丁俊晖在4月份的世锦赛之前，必须要想办法将排名提高到前16。如果不能回到前16，那么这一次的世锦赛就又要打资格赛了。
Just this red needed, or 1 red. He's left himself hampered for this one. Now he can cue to the side of the red, so he's okay. 好球！
Very sharp.
丁俊晖最近3年的世锦赛第1轮都打到了决胜局，打得非常激烈，但是遗憾的是都输掉了。
Still got to concentrate and do it.
现在领先
Has
65，
to do
台面还剩
enough mistakes
51。
severely.
78.
There you see, we've only been going, coming up to 24
这一
minutes.
局已经打了24分钟将近，
Second frame is virtually over.
这杆没有 K 到，
Ronnie will stay in his seat again.
85.
Have to be a ridiculous plant to
这
keep
是要
this
打
break
组合球
going.
吗？哇，这杆太疯狂了，神来之笔。看来这一局丁俊晖是要强行破百。
I think that's probably one of the best plants I've seen. He just got down and nonchalantly knocked it in, but I think Ding was as surprised as anyone
93.
that it did go in, but
94.
一提到丁俊晖呢，很多球迷都会联想到世锦赛冠军，当然这也是丁俊晖所追求的，也是很多中国球迷都希望看到的。不知道这一天什么时候会到来。
and that's the 51st century.
And I think the first of a few in this match for both players.
106.
不知道大家有没有发现一个规律，就是丁俊晖每次在这种大赛中战胜火箭的时候，后面的发挥都会非常的出色。就像这场比赛，丁俊晖战胜火箭以后，闯入了世锦赛半决赛。这局比赛，丁俊晖打得非常流畅，非常专注。
121.
好球！这场比赛最后呢，丁俊晖是战胜了火箭，挺进了世锦赛的半决赛。今天的比赛就到这儿，谢谢大家，明天见。火箭像往常一样用左手开球，开完球之后，火箭看了一下白球的弱点，没有多大的问题，他自己就下球喝水了。但是他自己没有想到的是，当他端起这杯水的时候，却被中国小将上演了一杆开球梅。我们一起来欣赏一下。 好球，长台直接上手。
As they both had a few hours just to collect his thoughts. Okay, could have been further in front, but
范振毅呢，打球是
never been in this environment before. He handled it beautifully.
好球，这杆中带有点火箭的感觉。
Perhaps. Oh yes. Oh.
这杆黑球让整个局面都简化了很多。
If he were to win tonight.
范振毅其实刚开始的时候是学乒乓球的，到4岁的时候才转到了台球。 范振毅也是年少成名，2017年就夺得了 U21世界斯诺克锦标赛的冠军，2018年正式成为职业球员。
哦，
好球！一杆长台的强行纠错，这就是范振毅的特点，敢打敢拼。
But two of those have come in this frame. And as ever with a two-session match,